like 40 days. But here we are, and to explain myself a little bit, I actually lost 2 hours worth of recording that I did for this Let's Play last month through my own faults. And so I had to go back to an earlier save state because I hadn't made one in a while. And that was a real pain, and it just made me not want to work on the Let's Play at all. And if you really care, if you're part of my very small audience, I apologize wholeheartedly. I don't really take YouTube very seriously because the kind of stuff I want to do, like these Let's Plays, you know, like, it's like, I complain about it a lot, I know, but, yeah, it's just not something that's going to be profitable or, you know, get boosted with the algorithm or anything. But, so apparently these dragons like to practice business. What did this one say? Oh yeah, okay, we already met Bahamut. But, yeah, you notice there's some level disparity, because basically I just rushed from my last save state, which was actually... It was back, right after Carl had died in the Earth Cave to those werewolves. So I had to deal with that. And, so, got a little less money, promoted 2 levels sooner, actually had less of a bad time with the ice cave and stuff, partially due to doing more... Well, no, actually, I guess I don't really have to reset it, but whatever. Point is, the XP's jacked. I still have the other save file. It's just about 2 dungeons ahead of this one, and I'll revert back to it when I catch up to it. That way we can sort of keep things consistent. Although if there are any deaths or anything, of course I'll just add them to the counter, as befits the situation. There actually weren't any, on the run back through. I know that might be hard to believe, but, well, I lucked out in one way, or some ways, or whatever. And, I was gonna, like, try to seamlessly, like, level up to the level I needed everyone to be at, but because the deaths weren't the same, by the time I got the airship, I just realized, you know, there wasn't really a way I could force it, so I would just have to own up to, fucking up. So, yeah. Sometimes I really regret not buying Vire Lit 2. It's whatever. So now that we're promoted, first things first, we talked to those people in, what was that town called? You know, the town where everyone was obsessed with the legs. We want to go back there, or at least to that area. Remember, at least after we check out all these dragon holes, that is. There's some gold that we can get. And, more dragons to talk to and thing, maybe. But gold's not super important. I already have bought the bottle. I don't think I used it in this go-round. Yeah, I remember I did that last time, but yeah, different file. But anyway, yeah, we wanna just sort of... This one, I guess. I do want some more money because there's some stuff I do want to obtain. Like, I have to go back around and buy spells. Of course, I hadn't done that yet, I don't think. And the other one, but... There's spells to get, there's, That's a good point. Yeah, there's spells to get. And I think the quickest way would be to just fly straight north from the Dragon Islands. Because that'll make us wind up on the southern reaches near Elfland, and we can get some of the spells that we want. Now, knights, they've got level 3 white magic. I may have already explained it. I don't think I did. I feel like I did, but that's because I did record basically this same episode before already. So they both can get Cure 2, and they can also get anti-fire. So, now fire is the least of our concerns, as far as elemental damage goes. And the way spell charges are going to work for them is basically, I think it's every odd level. The earliest you can promote and actually start to see gains is level 15, I think, or well, level 14. And then when you level up at level 15, that would be when you would gain your first spell charges. But knights and ninjas only gain 4 total spell charges in their respective tiers of magic that they can learn. Knights can learn white magics levels 1 to 3. Ninjas can learn black magics 1 to 4. And basically it's none of the couple of exceptions. It's not super duper useful, but this spell Ruse can be learned by them, and it can also now be learned by the Red Wizard. And that's an 80% invasion increase on the self. So we got basically 3 tanks in this party. It's all good, it's all good. Oh man, Colby's gonna be surprised when I actually put out a video. Thanks for watching, Colby. But yeah, basically I recorded two more episodes last month, and then I got wildly drunk and had a splendid, absolutely splendid night with my girlfriend. And then I took her home, I tucked her in, and then I came home and I was like, I need to make space on my computer. And I didn't actually need to make space on my computer at all, but I just started deleting all my videos that I had already uploaded, and like sort of in the in my Merry delete-a-thon, I deleted stuff that I hadn't put into Adobe yet to edit. And so I fucked myself, and kind of got depressed about it a little bit. Like, not like really full-on depressed, but, you know, like kind of a depressive episode. Like, I had a momentum going and I broke it. And that was sad. Now let's see. We can also go by level 5 spells for our Red Mage now that he has the spell charges. Hot dog. Let's see. Can't rightly remember some things. Oh, I looped over where I wanted to go, actually. There we go. This is the northernmost town in the game. It's called Gaia. And they sell some level 7 black and white magic here, or maybe, and also level 8, I think, up in some other shops. We got an airship, baby. One of Matoya's brooms is here. Do you have great power? The witch has figured it out. Fantastic. But most importantly, in their defense shop, their armor shop, you can buy protect rings for 20,000 gil. And what these do is they protect against instant death. And we want to give one to our Red Wizard, since he will have the life spell. And here in a little bit, we'll get him some better armor, too. We'd want to buy some others for our other party members, too. But we're going to find some at some point. And on the proper file, I just bought them because I had so much more money. Because I'd actually bothered to get all the money chests to show you what was in chests. Whereas in this file, I shotgunned my way through. Let's see, this pirate up here, he says that he kidnapped the fairy and sold her to the caravan. And that's how you're supposed to know that you want to actually buy something from that caravan. The other town tells you where the caravan's at, and this town tells you why you want to buy it. Or, well, something like that. I don't know who tells you that the fairy can draw Oxyale, but you have to do this to progress with the game. So much of this game is just stuff that I know from watching my brother Weston play it when I was a kid. I was born in 1990, and I feel comfortable saying that because all my information's already been raped many times by both my government and the Chinese government. When I was in the Navy, my personal information was hacked by the Chinese intelligence, along with a few thousand other U.S. Navy service members. So it's not that I don't care, but I mean, just like, why should I care, you know? I can't remember if these are new or not. I don't think they are. This is kind of a larger formation of them, though. I think in the last video we ran into exactly one of them. Unfortunately, a lot of enemies in this game, the ones that aren't dangerous are just boring. Like, I mean, like, not boring to look at, but like boring as in like they don't do anything for me to talk to you about. It's like, oh yeah, they look cool, and then we kill them and get a ton of experience points and gold. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so instead of going right back to that town, which I can never remember the name of, a person in the town said they saw an object fall near the falls, and that was shiny, and they were certain that it was a robot. So they were certain it was a robot, and I'm certain that it was a robot. And I really wish these Ochos would stop poisoning Toka, or anyone in my party. Oops, I didn't mean to use a cabin. Oh well. How we use a cabin in a canoe is beyond me, but whatever, magic. You come up here, and I don't think this is the game that started this trope, but it definitely follows it. There's some stuff in here. Now I do want to use a cabin to make a save on the outside. And we're going to run into some nasty stuff in here. This cave is actually a bit confusing. This cave's a little bit confusing because you might want to just go north, but actually you need to go west. You just sort of like loop up and around into the west. This is kind of the point of the game where it's really been sequence broke. Like, there's no more direct sequences. It's all figure it out and then go there. And with the airship, you can go anywhere in the world. Oh, level ups. Although these levels don't really matter because, I mean, when I go back to the actual file, we're going to be probably further ahead in level than this file will ever get. But that's okay. But basically, we're mainly here for treasure. There's really good treasure to go find now. That's not in any of the main... Well, I won't say not in any of the main, but... there's places where we don't have to go all the way deep inside to get really good treasure. And so we're gonna. Right? We're gonna go get really good treasure. And it's all worth it. It's all worth it. It's definitely. Oh, excuse me. It's all worth it because some of the treasure is so extraordinarily powerful. So extraordinarily powerful that it will change, not really change the game, but like, we'll basically stop being afraid of pretty much everything. I think this is a guaranteed encounter that can vary as to what appears in it or not. It can either be all mummies, or it can be half mummies, half cockatrices, sometimes half 1/3 mummies, 1/3 cockatrices, 1/3 paralisks. Something like that. Okay, so we talked to the robot. Take this cube. With it, you can transfer to the floating castle. Okay, wherever that is. Defense! This is actually a sword. It's a broadsword. It has an exceedingly high hit rate. Like next level, Tamir will be able to do 4 hits with it. It's the best sword in the game that the Red Mage can use. So eventually it'll be for Vyre, because our fighters will, or our knights will get better equipment. I'm sorry, I seem to be choking a lot here. I had a drink before I was recording. Like water, you know, but whatever. 5,000 gold. Yeah, gold that we need. More gold that we need. A ribbon! Ribbons are pretty great. In conjunction with a protect ring, a ribbon will basically mean that ribbon and protect ring will basically make you invulnerable to almost all status elements and death strikes and things. The wizard staff is like conflicts and confuse, I think. It's been a while. And if our red wizard was a high enough level, I could have him have the exit spell and we could get out of here really quick. And that cube we got from the robot is required to complete the game. But, yeah. Still count this as a side dungeon, though, even though it's not optional. Tamir got poisoned and hit really, really hard. Also, I'm not sure why, but the screen transition is not occurring normally. It's like skipping a frame or something. Oh, thank God. Holy fuck. Chance to strike first against an entire thing of paralisks. Whew. Probably the most dangerous encounter in this cave. Unless you have protect rings on everyone and are decently, like, higher level. Okay. So that's one treasure spot we want to stop at. I think this is new? It's just a reskin to Ocho. the precursor to the Malboro. All these enemies were lifted out of this was the second edition of Dungeons & Dragons, or was it the first edition? I don't remember. Which is supposed to be a really early edition of Dungeons & Dragons. Oh, come on, don't kill Carl. In the other file, there were other deaths along the way that, like, the EXP is all super jank. Like, I don't think Carl got ahead of everybody else, but like, everyone's like more even because I think everybody except for Tamir has died like so much more, you know. Eventually, Carl's HP will take off, and he will, like, make a speedy getaway from the Red Wizard. Anywho, the next treasure spot we want to go to is actually some kind of sort of in this town. Remember that submarine that needed the Oxyale? Well, we're gonna go put the Oxyale to work. My girlfriend was telling me that she would really like it if I made videos that were just me talking about stuff to like soft music so that she could use something from my channel to fall asleep to, because Hulu got rid of like HGTV for her or something. That's kind of sad. Anyway, this is the Sunken Shrine. It has beefy sea monsters. The only place in the game that has, well, not only place, but the first place in the game, and one of two places in the game that have updated underwater monsters, or well, sea monsters. It's the location of the third crystal or orb, the orb of water. That wasn't obvious. And interestingly, it has a couple of staircases on that first floor there. One goes up and one goes down. The one that goes up is going to lead you to some very powerful treasure. The one that goes down leads to the end and to the boss, and also to more treasure. But the treasure we really care about is up here. And so we're going to be getting that, assuming we don't get killed. Part of me doesn't even want to edit this, like, after I'm done recording. I just want to upload it. I'm like, if I really want to, you know, do better videos that actually get an audience, then I need to get better at editing. Oh, delightful. That's totally the treasure we were after. Ooh, these are kind of spooky. These are some of the strongest undead monsters in the game. Weak to fire, weak to the harms series of spells. Fairly evasive, really high damage. Holy fuck! Well. Oh, and he would level up on this fight too. Oof. Well, we can run from things for a bit, or I can... You know what? Actually, via the power of editing, I'll meet you right back here in just a minute. I'm gonna go back and get him raised up and stuff. So, see you in a little bit. Okay, hello again. Sorry about that. Anywho. Let's continue trying to get treasure. Maybe die less this time. And also, I actually just, I just reset the game since we just saved it and, like, turboed my way back in. I was like, screw running from encounters on the way out. Should I just fucking reset it and add to the reset counter? And the death counter. Supposed to have a 12.5% chance to get hit, and those ghosts are like, swiggity swooty, I'm coming for that low-level booty. Opal Armor. This is one of the highest defense armors in the game. We will give it to Tamir. And we will drop this cap, because fuck that cap. I might be guilty of using turbo, since I'm going to edit out encounters anyway. Sorry, a man can only replay through this game so many times before he just wants it to get on with it! Ooh, a light axe. Light axes are actually... Let me see here. Toka's got an ice sword, right? Yeah. Light axes are slightly weaker than the ice sword. Usable by knights, fighters, and ninjas. But I think they have a higher crit rate. And they also can be used to cast harm too on enemies. So even if you're not going to use one, you could still, you know, make use of it as an item. I think these are new. They're basically really juiced up cobras. They've got like, I don't know, what, like 240 HP or something ridiculous like that? Feels like 300. If you hear a motor running, it's either a bus or a garbage truck. I'm not sure which. We've been having a school bus come into our neighborhood early in the morning for some reason. Even though it's the summertime and school's out around here. Mage Staff. Another really handy thing. The Mage Staff casts Fire 2 on all enemies when used as an item. But yeah, if you do an all fighter playthrough, the light axe is better than the flame sword for them at this point. Alright, so this floor has no enemies on it. It's the top of the shrine. But it's got mermaids. And apparently that mermaid, like, telepathically sent herself to the surface or something. But in here, we get the mighty opal bracelet, which is the best bracelet item in the game. It's the best armor for quite a few of the jobs. Any job can use it. And it's like, how much absorb is it? Let's see, pro rings are 8, buckler is 2, ribbon is 1, I want to say. So let's see, 2, 1, 8, 11. So it's like 34 absorb or something like that for the opal bracelet. Really good. And the reason I want to stack it all up on Fire is because I'm a self-serving whore. No, but actually it's because he's got the life spell, and since I'm not, like, trying to keep everyone the same and letting people die, I want him to be using it. Uh-oh, the alternative bubbles have disappeared, just like in the Little Mermaid storybook version. Daryl went to the surface, huh? Grew legs and walked away, huh? Well, a lot of people up in that town are obsessed with having legs. Maybe Daryl was too. No, we just have Oxyale. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, we'll save the sea. Blah, blah, blah. More money. Yes, we're the legendary. This is the shrine's top floor. The Fiend of Water, Kraken, lives on the bottom floor. Well, that makes sense. To unlock the Mirage Tower, the Lay Finish used a musical tone. Found a pure potion. They're just making the treasure random at this point, aren't they? Opal Shield. That's a pretty good shield. It protects against lightning. I guess we'll give it the Toka for now. And I'm gonna drop their silver mittens because we're gonna get upgrades, and I want to sell the ice shield. I think. If I remember right, I want to sell it. Hmm, 5,000 money. No, you're not gonna become Bubbles. Although, funny enough, I think that after you beat Kraken, none of their dialogue changes. I haven't seen anyone go back and talk to them after that. So maybe I should, just to see, but I don't think anything about them changes. And also, for some reason, this path loops back in on the treasure rooms. But you can't get to these treasure rooms any other way. And this is the most important treasure room in the place. It's got an opal helmet, and that's kind of nice. It's got opal mittens, are also kind of nice. And most importantly, it has the slab. And so, for now, we'll equip the opal helmet on Tamir and the opal mittens on Toka. And we'll mosey on along and go ahead and get the fuck out of here. Because basically this is what I want to do. I want to dash in here and get the slab and all these goodies. And there's more goodies to get deeper in, but like they're not really the important goodies, right? Like we just got basically all the really important goodies. So now we want to get the fuck out of here and man, I wish I had the exit spell. But we want to get out, and we want to go and figure out, give the slab to Dr. Une. Or Oni, or however you say his name. Oh boy, these guys again. But actually, let's see, we've got the Mage Staff, and the Light Axe, and the Zeus Gauntlets, And a guy that can just shoot fire out of his hands. Ow, jeez, they even hit our fighters for over 100 damage. Now, this dungeon is actually, like this first floor right here, it's actually a pretty decent place to grind. I don't think it's the best place in the game, but like, you basically are adjacent to a town, and you can just go use the inn whenever you need to. The enemies aren't really that dangerous, and most of them are all weak to lightning, so like Zeus gauntlets pretty much end every battle in one turn for you. BXP and gold are high, so kinda nice. Yeah. Sword to my brother Une with a slab. Oh, okay. I think first I'll save it, cause damn. We want to sell some gear because we're pretty full up and we don't need to be. I'll meet you back at the airship. You remember where it is, right? Kind of the point of the game where power levels also really start to soar. Now let's see, the fastest way to Une would probably be straight south, I think. Maybe not exactly straight south, but like mostly south. Okay, yeah, straight south for the game. Closer. Remember, he's back in Melmond. That's fortunate for us, because we got a lot of shit to sell, and there's both armor and weapon shops here. Go ahead and sell the wear sword, sell the great axe. We should have sold these a million years ago, but I am lazy and silly, and I probably sold these already on the other playthrough and forgot that I sold them and probably shouldn't be selling them on screen. But here we are. Here we are. Although obviously I couldn't have sold the ice armor and stuff. Dude, isn't it crazy how like the gold bracelet is worth more than the ice armor somehow? Like, what's that about? The ice armor is like superior in pretty much every way. Let's see. Okay, Une, tell us stuff. A slab! The slab will lead us to solve the riddle of the laziness. Now listen to me. And he just says, warriors by the power of the orbs, now that his plot usefulness is dried up. And now we know laziness, but what are we gonna do with it? Well, there's a laziness town in this game, you see. And, kind of a sexy town, I guess. It's off in the middle of nowhere, to the north of the Peninsula of Power. But we can't just land nearby. We can't land in the woods, we can't land in the marsh. We need an open spot. And the open spot is all the way up here. And the enemies we can run into over here are the same ones you can run into at the Peninsula of Power. Which I don't think I used in this Let's Play. Yeah, so like, I never really went over that, I guess, but whatever. It's zombie minotaurs, tyrannosauruses, frost wolves, and giants. None of which stand any sort of chance against us. We've fought much harder things by this point. We've even fought them before in other places. The items like the mage staff and the Zeus gauntlets are the reason why getting a ninja is kind of a shitty deal. They only learn up to level 2 magic anyway. But anywho, these guys are the Laziness. We are the Laziness. Only our bravest became sky warriors. Your airship was theirs. If you come here without translating this lab, they say like Lululu or something like that. Like it. At the time of destruction, a legend was born. In 400 years, warriors with orbs will appear to save our people. Are you? Ooh. They suspended a castle in the air, huh? They were interested in the universe. They were incredibly advanced. Their memories are faded, and apparently they're not good at record keeping. They probably made computers and had all the records in the computer, and then when they lost the computers and lost their robots and stuff, they just suck. But their sprites are actually identical to White Wizard, except for their hair and their like little purple like crowns. Mirage Tower is the entrance, huh? Why don't you get out of my way? I got more important lay-finished dudes to talk to. Last 5 warriors left to find the cause of the world's decay. We know they live, but as bats. Huh. We fought with Tiamat, but were unsuccessful. The fiend now inhabits our floating castle. With this chime, you can enter the Mirage Tower. Yeah, there's a tower to the west of here in the middle of the desert. If you try to enter it without the chime, you can't get in. It's like walking into a brick wall. This town has one more thing of interest, although we won't be making use of it. This white and black magic store. We sell life too. It's White Wizard only. And the black magic store sells Nuke, which is the only non-elemental magic in the game. Well, I guess that's not exactly true. It's one of 2, at least I think it's 2 non-elemental spells. The other non-elemental spell is called Fade. And Fade is basically holy, and Nuke is basically flare. Dicks. Nuke is the most powerful black magic in the game, but it can't take advantage of elemental weakness. It's also a level 8 spell, and so it doesn't get a lot of spell charges for a long time. So it's just kind of one of those things that, like, you save for bosses and then you use it, and it's kind of underwhelming because intelligence is bugged. There's a pretty great YouTube channel called Some Called Me Johnny. Probably either you've heard of them or, like, I don't know, you can go watch them and have a better time than watching my stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ. We might want to just run, but I think these are new. These are red ankylosaurs, and they have a pretty high magic resistance. They hit really, 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 really fucking hard. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, some call me Johnny. He said about this game that, you know, it seemed like you'd be better off, rather than having a mage-heavy group, just having a bunch of physical fighters. And that's actually pretty on point. Magic is really good in this game, but like it's not exactly necessary. It's also mostly inhibited by money, but neither here nor there, I suppose. Let's go ahead and use one of these houses. See if we can't get across the desert here to the Mirage Tower, because that's where we're headed. We're headed to get more goodies. And put our Knight's magic to the use. Okay, so we can run into more ankylos, red ankylos. You can even run into a metal T-Rex. It's just one of the rarest enemies in the game, and I have never seen one. It's not like... The rarest enemy in the game is actually, I think, the War Mech, but... Or maybe it's the Metal Golem. There's a metal variety of Golem, and there's also a metal T-Rex, and they're both very rare. Save it again before we go in here. Fortunately, a lot of the goodies are right here on the first floor. Bad man. You know what? Let's see. The bad man's kind of resilient to magic. Hits decently hard, but he's not anything to write home about. His cousin, though, Evil Man, is pretty scary. His cousin, the Evil Man, can cast Nuke. Oh, I guess these things are resilient to fire. Level up again. This would actually be a real level in the other playthrough, or would have been. They were level 18 at the time they got the class up. 880G. A mighty heal helmet. The heal helmets are amazing. They have slightly less defense than an opal helmet, but they you can use them in battle to cast heal, and that can be pretty instrumental in long dungeons. Vorpal Sword's kind of nifty. It's supposed to have a really high crit rate. Oh god, monsters go first. Man, the Medusas don't fuck around. Let's just run away. I'll add to the death counter for the stonings, I guess. Well, no, I won't, because they're not dead. I'd add to the death counter if everyone died, but not everyone died, so we're fine. The Aegis shield. Good. Of course, the Aegis protects against almost every element, and there's gonna be another armor we get in here that we wanna pair with it. And actually, I'm gonna give it to Toka. Or wait, what? No, I'm confused. No, I wanna. Okay. I'm just. My fighters got screwed up or mixed up or whatever. Money. I think specifically the Aegis protects against, it's like earth, poison, and was it like mind elemental stuff or something like that? These are vampires and they're undead, so we can make mincemeat out of them with spells. But basically it's like all the spells, elements that pertain to instant death. Because like Quake in this game is an instant death spell, and it's earth elemental. Like the Mind Blast from Mind Flayers is lightning. And then oh wait, no, that would be a different element. Never mind. My brain is not working too well right now. But there's one more treasure room we want out of here. And I don't know if we're gonna get to it. The only thing special about Catmen, in case we haven't seen them before, is they can poison you. They're not nearly as bad as man-cats, which do like the fire too, and the lightning too, and have the high resilience to magic and stuff. Ooh, piece of candy. These are robot guards, by the way. They're weak to lightning. They have some cousins that hit really, really hard. And they hit decently hard themselves. Kind of funny how we're running into what used to be bosses as multiple regular enemies now. I always loved that when they did that in old JRPGs. I actually loved it when they did it in like pretty much any RPG. They do it in Western RPGs too sometimes. But at last, the final treasure room that we really want to take advantage of. Although, if I remember right, it wouldn't be that bad to go take advantage of another treasure. If I can get to it without dying. It turned out that cat boys had always been in Final Fantasy. They just used to be bad guys, just like orcs. Man, did we get everything already? I think so. There it is. Sun Sword! This sword is actually, it has higher attack power than the defense, but 5 less hit rate. The defense also can cast Ruse when used as an item. So the defense is actually overall better. Red Wizard can use the Sun Sword, but the defense's extra 5 hit rate is usually more valuable for them. But of course, the Sun Sword's better at any level where their hit rate, you know, they don't gain an extra hit by using the defense. And here we get the Dragon Mail. And I'm going to give that to Tamir, and I'm going to pass the Opal armor on down to Toka. Basically, the Dragon armor protects against lightning, fire, and ice elemental damage, and the Aegis shield gets like the poison, earth, and mind, or whatever it is. So between the two of these things, once we get Tamir a Protect Ring, he's basically going to be nearly invulnerable. As for Toka, we're going to get him a Protect Ring, and we're probably going to trade out his Opal helmet for either a heal helmet or a ribbon. I'll most likely give him the ribbon, because the Opal stuff, while its defense is really high, it only protects against lightning elemental stuff. So without it, he's kind of vulnerable. So we want to get him a Protect Ring and probably a ribbon. Without a ribbon, your best bet would probably be something like, I don't know, Opal Armor and like, I don't know, like the Ice Shield or something. I don't know. But I would just get Protect Ring and a ribbon, because you're gonna find 3 ribbons. Eventually we're gonna find a second ribbon in the Sunken Shrine, and the 3rd ribbon, I want to say it's in the Floating Castle, but I don't really remember. Anywho, let's mosey along. So I think I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna go up those stairs. I'm gonna go up these stairs. And we're gonna go into the Floating Castle, and we're gonna go after one very specific piece of good stuff. And here we gotta fight a blue dragon. It might kill Carl, I don't know. It has like a really nasty lightning attack that hits all of your party. But usually you can kill it pretty quickly, so... I couldn't resist and I pressed turbo for a second there, sorry. It's not that I don't want to be doing this, it's just... like... I don't know, I made myself sick of Final Fantasy 1 this year. I've done like 5 playthroughs of this game this year. And I think what we want in this lovely, lovely dungeon, that's my favorite dungeon in the game because of its aesthetic. We want to go, I think, straight north. What we want isn't actually that deep in here, but there's all sorts of branching paths. Oh, and you know what? I got the fucking Thor hammer and I didn't even explain. It can cast lightning lit 2 when used as an item in battle. I should have given it to Toka. Or to Fire, either or. I love the music here. It's unique to this dungeon. And instead of staircase, we get up arrows and down arrows. Right? If it points down, it takes you a floor back, and if it points up, it takes you a floor forwards, or something like that. And this is the floor we want. And I don't think those are new, but if they are, they have like a Scorch attack, and like, I think like 300 HP. But they're not really anything to write home about in Final Fantasy 1. I think they have a slightly more dangerous cousin called a G-Mira, or Jai-Mira, or something like that. But, we just want to go diagonally down. We want to grab what's in this box. Boom, baby! You get the adamant. Delicious. Why is it delicious? Well, it'll allow us to get a very good sword. Uh-oh, green Medusas. Or gray Medusas, or great Medusas, or get off my fucking lawn, Medusa. Okay. So now we want to just get the fuck out of here. It's too much to ask, wasn't it? These are both new. Air Elemental just hits pretty hard and has pretty high evasion and HP. You saw that the Great Naga, or Grey Naga, was capable of doing ruse on itself, which raised its evasion by 80%. And we can just bypass that with magic, so it doesn't really matter. Or magical items. I don't really remember how much HP it has. I don't remember... You saw it casted Mute, but I can't remember if it casts anything else. Like, usually enemies in this section of the game don't live long enough for me to know what they do. And this is kind of a first, because they got a first strike, and we're low level. Because I came in here like all like, oh yeah, I want to get stuff early. Quote unquote early. Okay, we got him. Sweet. Let's get the hell out of here. If we had exit, the exit spell, we could just leave with that and be at the foot of the Mirage Tower instantly. It would be really nice. These guys are somewhat resilient to magic, or they don't really have any weaknesses, so physical attacks are probably actually the way to go. There's only 4 of them. But yeah, basically I did the same thing in the recordings that I lost. I went around policing up all these goodies. I think I went in and got the adamant. I remember going in and getting the adamant. An idea I had. It's an idea a lot of people have, once they know about it. You notice, even though things are starting to sort of take a while to kill, with a few exceptions, things aren't really that dangerous. Yay, I love love. Level ups. I love seeing level ups. Fire barely got any HP. And we'll be coming back here later. Yeah, and if you got to the top of this tower somehow without getting the cube, and you stepped on that without the cube, it would do nothing, and this guy would be like, you need the cube. And yes, this blue dragon tile is... Oh, we get to see thunder. Okay, okay, that could kill Carl next turn if he gets to live. Please don't let him live. Thank you! Yay, Carl! I'm kinda sad that these stats are transitory, though. Let's see. Use some of our heals up. Let's see. You want to give that Thor hammer. We'll give it to Vire just because, like, Toka's physical attack is probably more total damage most of the time. And also it gives Vire a way to cast his missing spell of not having lightning too, because I thought anti-fire was more important, even though, you know, most things don't require anti-fire. So. But see though, by the mid-late game, they give you 2 items that cast lightning too, so you also don't really need it either. And anti-fire, you know, came in handy and stopped us from dying a couple times. And it'll stop us from dying again if we run into some stuff with the nasty stuff. Oh man, I've been going for like an hour and 20 minutes. I need to wrap this up so I don't have like so much to edit. And I guess I could have... I walked the long way, didn't I? Had to do some healing up after those vampires beat Carl up. Carl's like 1 level away from being able to do 6 hits. Alright, we just gotta make it across the desert, baby. Let's save it just in case, you know. This desert's actually a very deadly place. Probably one of the deadliest places in the game. Alright, so, before I wrap this up, we're gonna go put that adamant to use. Remember way back at the beginning of the game, a dwarf said that he had exhausted his supply of adamant, but he wanted to make us a legendary weapon worthy of our... words are hard. Worthy of our prophecy and our status. The best work I've ever done. It is my gift. And we get the Excalibur, which is obviously the Excalibur. It has the second highest hit rate in the game. I think it's a little bit more than the defense. Either that or it's equal to the defense, yeah. But you see, its damage is also the second highest in the game. And it's supposed to have the effect that it's super effective against every enemy type, which would make it basically the best weapon in the game. Only the knight can equip it. You can only get one. And even though there is a better sword than it later in the game that more classes can use, it would still behoove you to put it on your knight, since they're the only one that can use it, if you've got a knight. If you don't got a knight, then you're SOL, and I guess go fuck yourself. But that's also one of the sad things about an all-thief playthrough. Since we're getting up in level, and since we got a whole bunch more money now, we definitely want to go around, and we definitely want to buy spells for our Red Wizard at Crescent Lake, and also at the town where the Sunken Shrine's at, and just go ahead and fill out his spell list, because, it's a whole thing, you know? Actually, first things first. Let's go to this black magic store. Get lit 3. Yeah, baby. Okay. And then we get exit. And we want to buy Fog 2. Not Invis 2. I'll show you why later. Invis 2 is a really good spell, but it's kind of whatever with this composition anyway. And then I think the quickest way to the other town to buy level 7 spells. Ice 3, yep, definitely want that. As you can see, magic also restricts itself by only being available at a premium. Red Mage can't learn either of those spells. Or, I keep calling it Red Mage, but it's Red Wizard now. Yep, we sure did. And they sure did. Could you get the fuck out of my way? Oh, whoops. Never mind, I guess he should have stayed the fuck in my way. He was trying to warn me. It was a warning. Okay, so there's another magic store around here, I'm pretty sure. I just have to remember how to get there. Although while we're nearby, we might as well we got the money, we might as well sell some things. Let's see. Nothing from you. Yeah, we want to go ahead and sell the flame shield, flame armor, and we want to buy a protect ring for Tamir. We want to buy a protect ring for Carl. We'll go ahead and sell Toka's opal mitts. We'll buy a protect ring for him too. You can find, I think, up to 3 protect rings in the game, but you're really just better off buying them. They've got 8 absorb and they protect against instant death, so it's just kind of like, it's a no-brainer, buy them. The weapon store sells a knife called the Cat Claw that's, it's usable by every thing that can use a bladed weapon, including Black Wizard. But it's mostly meant for the Black Wizard because it has basically the attack power of a silver sword, but the hit rate of the defense. So it's alright, I guess. Here's level 8 white magic. Fade is the holy equivalent. I don't really remember what these spells do. It's been so long since I used anything, and these are all instant death. Although I think Stop is not instant death, but Zap and this are. The XXX one always works if the enemy's HP is under 300. If it's not under 300, it can't work, so that's like one you need meta knowledge for. And the Red Wizard can't learn either of them. Sad times. But it doesn't really need to. Like I said, magic in this game is not... Once you get beyond the level 2 spells, like, level 3 spells have more damage. And that's basically what you want anyway, you want more damage. So our loot run is basically complete now. I'm going to try to show off the Excalibur in a battle here, and if not, you'll see it next time. Not sure, perfect. Maybe Tamir will get to hit it. Nope! Okay. Too strong for our own good. Alrighty then, well... We did our loot run, and almost filled out our spell list here for the Red Wizard. Anti-Rub. That's the last spell he can learn, I believe. Yep, can't learn either of those. So this is what a Red Wizard's spell list is going to look like. Oddly enough, even though it can't learn any level 8 spells, it will actually start getting level 8 spell charges later in life. Which makes me think that Sakaguchi actually did want it to use level 8 spells, but then thought, ah, no, I better limit it somehow, give it another drawback, so that people actually want to use the Black Wizard and White Wizard. Because if I had a Black Wizard and a White Wizard right now, they'd already have level 7 spell charges, and in a few more levels, they'd be getting their level 8 spell charges, and obviously they could actually have a full list of 24 spells. But as it stands, you know, this is good enough for me, right? Like, the level 3 variant of every elemental spell, every type of, you know, anti-elemental spell, exit, life, you know, cures. It's got it all, baby. It's got it all. It's good. It's good. And, we're really shored up to go into the Sunken Shrine and just, completely annihilate it. And so that's what I'll be doing next time. And then after that is the Floating Castle, and depending on the encounter rate and how long things take, you know, I'll be doing, you know, I might combine those dungeons into one episode, who knows. Fuck it. Anywho, thanks for watching, stay safe, have a great day, like and sub if you'd like, and, remember to take a vitamin D supplement, it's good for your gut.